Hello, I'm going to go ahead and start. This is Miss Simpson, Sociology class, 2020, April. We're finishing up. Well, sort of. This is week 3, and we're going to be discussing women. Because when we discuss social inequality, we have to discuss women. What we're going to be looking at is the plight of women in America, a little bit in other cultures, but we're going to be specifically looking at women during this pandemic and in general. Some of the things that I want you to be thinking about, you have an article that you're going to read, and you have a worksheet that you're going to complete online. And I really want you to kind of think about the plight of women in our society. When I was young, in my 20s, I had a friend, and she was newly married, and we had a mentor, Miss McDonald, Claudine McDonald, and she was from Alabama, and her family had marched with Martin Luther King, and she was very connected and all of that. And she told me and my friend Tracy that we would, as women, always do more as women in our family. So Tracy was complaining about doing chores, and that her husband wouldn't, she would put clothes on the bed, and he would just move him over to a table or move him to the dresser. He would not put his clothes away to save his life. And it drove her crazy. And Claudine told her, you always have to accept that as a woman in a family, you're going to be doing more. And I looked at her and I was like, And so I've never married, but that's a whole nother story. But yeah, when she said that to me, I was like, So yeah. But studies show that men live longer when they're married. Women don't. Single women, I believe, live longer. And the Delaney sisters, they lived to be in their hundreds, and they said it's because they were single and didn't have to deal with men. I'm not trying to preach a non-man thing here, but I'm just throwing out some thoughts. Entertaining, being a little bit facetious, a little bit serious, but just throwing that out there. Some of the things I wanted to look at. The article that you're going to read is about the pandemic, and it's about all the women affected, all the women that are in the medical field, nurses. The majority of doctors, according to the article, are women. There are a lot of women in medicine. People don't really pay attention, but yes, yay, kudos, but because it didn't used to be that way. One thing that I read an article about a long time ago, not that long, I mean a couple of years, was that men are being pushed out of OBGYN, the field, because women want to go to women. They don't want to go to a man for women things. So that's just a whole nother thing, but it's just another aspect of what we're talking about with women moving through society and things changing for us. Women in the family. Women are, at this point, kind of dealing with their children, but they're also dealing with their elders, because a lot of women have to take care of their parents, and because people are living longer. And one thing that people are finding is that there's not a lot of cooperation in households. Women are supposed to do all the cooking and the cleaning, take care of the children, make sure the homework's done, and then go to work full time and take care of childcare and, be a loving wife. And it's like, what's he supposed to do? And that's kind of that whole issue what I was talking about with Miss McDonald and my friend Tracy. So, but that's kind of the way a lot of things are. So, I mean, and it would be interesting if you ask your parents, or if you look at your life, just kind of look at what your mom does. Is she doing a lot? She's probably doing a lot, because women do a lot. I mean, we do a lot. One of the things that's been happening because of the pandemic is domestic violence. Women who are already in precarious situations with men are now trapped in the house with them. They already couldn't leave because of the control their significant others were exerting over them. But now it's even worse because police are not, I guess, making the calls to come and save them. Plus, it's hard to run to your family's house when we're in the pandemic. So that's another thing that a lot of people haven't thought about. But domestic violence is on the rise right now. So hopefully, as we say, a lot of things are going to change as a result of this major situation. Hopefully, how we treat domestic violence victims will change as well, because these women are not safe. There are men who are uh, victims of domestic violence, but statistically speaking, and also because men don't report, but statistically speaking, it's mostly women that are victims of domestic violence. So that's the reason why I'm speaking of it that way. Um, the other thing that I wanted to address is that women are the caretakers. So not just in their homes, but in hospitals and so forth. So that's one of the things that is happening right now is women are in so much danger right now from this disease or this virus that a lot of people are like, when are we going to solve this problem? We're not there yet, and women are on the front line in a lot of ways more than we would expect. So the article that you're going to read talks about that, gives you the statistics, and it gives you all these different aspects of womanhood a lot of people don't think about, particularly in relation to this current drastic situation that we've never faced before. So please make sure you do the assignment. Make sure you ask your moms or your female caregiver if you have one, or an auntie or somebody what their life is like. I'm going to include that in the assignment because I really want y'all to kind of look at what adulthood looks like as a woman. It's not an easy thing. So thank you, and I will see you all when I see you in our chat. Thanks.